What did it mean for the music industry to be coming up and out as it was back then? You know, all of us from a historical, point in time, and for musical reference's sake, it was such a critical time in South Central, and as you referenced New York. What did it mean for you guys as a community and as somebody that was aspiring to industry at that point in time to be coming up in that era?
Well, a lot of people don't know that LA was actually the first place for 24-hour hip-hop radio. And,
Dash?
Dash, no, not so much. It was actually KDAY. And prior to that, we had the people who ushered in that opportunity kind of controlling the sound and style of music. So you go in from a disco thing to soul R&B to hip hop, and LA, we had our fair share of talented DJs, the mix masters. I pay homage to Tony G, Julio G, DJ Ralph M. You had one of my dearest friends, Michael Mixon Moore, God rest his soul. Curtis Harmon. Oh God, man, it was so many dope. Dre was a mix master. It was a lot of mix masters that were on Battle Cat, Bobcat. Those guys were creating this sound in Los Angeles that we had to have. We had to have access to it. We wanted to hear every record. We ate it up. We were sponges, and we would share the mixes. We would tape them and share them, just like they did in New York. We would share that stuff and the vibes, and so it was really cool to see and to be a part of that, that time.
Well, yeah, you've obviously worked with some incredible people in biz. We'll talk more about that in a bit. But from a cultural standpoint, what did that mean to you? How were you impacted by the culture that was emerging at that time, and how was it impacting you and or motivating you to act or not act in any particular way?
Well, it was always how do you get the girls? The pivot. The pivot. I think the pivot was for us and my crew, we were just trying to figure out, okay, sports ain't it. we don't exactly have money. What's our talent?
Well, this is what I mean. So
everyone had to pick their talent,
right?
And my talent was dancing. I wasn't exactly the most.
That's right. You were a break dancer. I've seen a photo or two.
I was a popper. Yeah, I had my little moment.
He's gonna do a cameo a little bit later.
No, that's not what's popping.
Well, the door's locked, so you can't get out. It's a glass cage until you do.
You'd be amazed at what I can get out of.
Okay, so women, was it every second guy in South Central that was trying to get into music to get the chicks?
I don't really know. I didn't look at it as that. But yeah, there were a lot of crews that were dancing at that time. And then, a lot of people felt like they had somebody special in their crew. And I was a little tiny guy, and, I was always the little, oh, put Adrian on him, I'd come out and whatever. Everybody else was damn near adults trying to make their way, and I was the little kid, kind of we did talent shows and stuff. I would
so beautiful
break out. So yeah, it was cool. And then my mom made sure I left the towns before I didn't get in any trouble. And so
who were the biggest names in business at that time, that were already established musically, not necessarily coming out at that time, but were really making names for the industry and genre at that time that really struck a chord with you, that fucking hit you in the heart and said, oh my God, that's the fucking money?
Again, with hip hop in that era, I don't think we all understood how much money existed, but you saw the guys, as much as you saw drug dealers winning, you would see.
So it was just part of the cultural mix at the time.
Yeah, it was more like the neighborhood. You could see the drug dealers kind of changing into the MCs, changing into, and it was more about, I heard Curtis Harmon, or I heard this person, and then Uncle Jam's Army was having the party, so you had to be at the function. You had to make sure that you got in. It was a whole host of things to do to get prepped and ready for the mental stress of getting your whole, not just you, because you had to get your whole team at the function.
Yeah.
And there was so many parties, and people danced till they sweat. So to answer your question, Egyptian Lover, Toddy T, King T, Ice-T. It was a lot of T's. And you know, that was the West Coast. Those are the West Coast godfathers. Those are the people who created this business. And then, you know, you had labels like Delicious Vinyl, Macola, Ultra Wave. Why am I tripping? Egyptian Lover. That was like, Egypt to this day treats me like a big brother.
Beautiful,
like,
amazing.
He's an incredible source, and people look at him and see, oh, Egyptian Lover, you're on time with your thing right now. I'm like, you don't get it. No more than people look at Battle Cat and understand how incredible his whole career has gone, from being a guy who was just mixing on the radio to producing big records for Snoop and you know, everybody, the Dog Pound, Dre, like those guys back then, they were the superstars. And we would just, you know, have to get to the party, have to be at the functions that they were DJing parties at. It was like, how do we get in?
Life doesn't exist, outside.
Yeah. It was more about that. That was a sensation of hip hop to me back then.
Okay, got it. That's very interesting to hear from your perspective. Yeah. You have been an artist. What was the, you know, outside of your little dancing career, what point in time was it that you really connected with that artist within and were like, I'm gonna have a crack at this and do something with it? He's gonna kill me.
I can't really put my finger on that. And not one time did I ever just say, I'm going to be an artist. It kind of just happened. You know, I had a buddy who was doing A&R, and I really wanted to do behind the scenes and be an A&R executive, but he was just like insistent on us making a record type of thing. Down the street, we made this record, and Exhibit like wrote my
the
boy's
back blocks
verse.
of Hollywood.
Yeah, you know, and he worked for Rick Rubin. We made a record. Got signed to American off of that song that we made, and whatever.
Oh, I heard you were quite the man back in the day, babe.
Nah, it wasn't ever that deep. It was just cool, you know, like.
Listen, it's important with what you're doing now and today, and like the business that you founded in Zion, to have experience every side of the fence, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so it's just part of the journey.
I take that as the opportunity that I learned, and I know how to go make a record. I know how to record a record. I know the sonics of a song. I know that, you know, it takes a little bit more than just spitting into the mic and walking out the room.
Yeah, for sure. And then from there, you transitioned into what side of the industry exactly?
Well, before I even decided I was going to record and be that, I had already done like on-air personality, had been in front of the camera. You know, I've done all kinds of different things, just thinking like, I'm gonna etch my way in. I just didn't know what I didn't know what it was, but I had a passion for entertainment overall. I was on air, on a personality at my college station, and then commercial radio in Oklahoma when I was in school. And then I came to LA and was kind of like trying to figure out if I was gonna DJ, but I wasn't really that good as a DJ, so I was like trying to be a DJ. And then it was just like, oh, I can help. I know how to help these people get in position. Like I could help the DJs move their records from the house to the club, and that was a cool job. And it was always giving me in parties for free. So I would help, you know, my friends kind of like, you know, carry their records and stuff. Paul Stewart used to make me carry records. Matt Robinson offered me the opportunity to carry his records. Orlando Guin.
You're like, yes, I've made it.
There was a party when I moved back from school called Brass, and that party kind of was the quintessential where we really set we set our team. You know, that was the new wave of acid jazz, reggae, and hip hop in a party, and it was the party to be at.
Was jungle and drum and bass going around back in that time?
It was, but that wasn't in our scene.
Yeah,
you know, that was totally something that if you wanted to get into that, there was plenty of that going around.
Yeah. Okay.
Ronnie Size was nowhere to be seen, but it was a whole scene.
Yeah. Unto itself, for sure.